LenoxOnBaseball. And for the final two words of our pregame ceremony presented by Webster Pub, welcome youngsters from the Oxford Lassie League. Let's hear it, kids!
Jake Cronenworth played the role of hero for the Padres. Shohei Ohtani becoming the leading man for the Dodgers. And everyone hit in the Orioles lineup Thursday as they took the series finale from the Yankees in the Bronx. Steve Lennox, Lennox on Baseball live stream podcast. We are recapping day number 85 of the Major League Baseball regular season. First up, that's baseball. Yeah, we'll get back into some commentaries, and we could have done some this week with the passing of Willie Mays on Tuesday, Reggie Jackson's comments as well. Pointed comments, honest comments, real comments in Alabama, in Birmingham on Thursday, part of the tribute to the Negro Leagues, Willie Mays as well, with the Giants and Cardinals playing at Rickwood. We do wrap up, though. We're going to go through some baseball cards here. Future stars, Keibert Ruiz, Washington Nationals. Again, I do this. Yeah, I've done this a handful of times. I enjoy doing it. Open up pack of baseball cards. Dansby Swanson right there. I'm still not very good at holding up the baseball card. In a Braves uniform. No longer with the Braves. DJ LeMahieu, Yankees. Kervin Castro, and Ryan Mountcastle. So those are the final cards. Underwhelming pack of 2022 Topps baseball card set. But overall, yeah, C minus. Underwhelming in terms of that card set. We get into it. Recapping day 85 of the Major League Baseball regular season. Only a handful of games on the schedule. We'll get into Orioles, Yankees in just a moment. But the Giants and Cardinals. Game played at Rickwood Field in Birmingham, Alabama, home of the Birmingham Black Barons from 1924. A little history here. The Black Barons played at Rickwood from 1924 through 1960. The Negro Leagues, Major League Baseball at Rickwood Field. Tribute to the Negro Leagues. They dub it right now as the oldest professional ballpark in the United States. There are a handful of ballparks over the years that have tried to tout themselves as having the oldest ballpark. Wacona in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. Also Bowman Field, the renovated Bowman Field, where they have had a Major League Baseball game in recent years. A couple of them, actually, in Williamsport, PA. But Bowman, for many years, was considered, or at least touted itself as being one of the oldest, if not the oldest, professional ballpark in the country. The ballpark, though, in Birmingham opened in 1910. Wonderful stories, history, images from Thursday night. If you did not hear Reggie Jackson's comments and interview on Fox, I encourage you to do so, because that was real life. That was Reggie Jackson being as honest as he could be. And he's told the stories before about his time coming through the Oakland A's minor league system, where he played in the Deep South, where, and not the only one, but experienced deep hatred, deep racism as well coming up in the 1960s. But the comments should hit home for a lot of people. And I'm glad Reggie Jackson shares those. Black Diamonds is the podcast. I believe that's the name of it. It's on Sirius XM. Bob Kendrick, the president of the Negro Leagues Hall of Fame in Kansas City, does just terrific interviews. And he did one, I think it was in probably the last 6 months, definitely the last year, with Reggie Jackson, and talked about those incidents that he endured coming through. And understanding that he had great support from teammates, from people in the organization as well, but understood that, if his ultimate goal was to play in the big leagues, and he did have to play in Birmingham, in other places down south, and experience that racism that, again, present day, you can take those comments and still the wounds are present day for Reggie Jackson. That's the unfortunate part, but the fact that he shares those stories, we should be the better for it. Whether that's baseball or just recapping a baseball game, you're going to hear that should be part of conversation today, what Reggie Jackson shared, and I hope he does continue to do so for many, many years to come. The game on the field, Cardinals beat the Giants 6-5. Brendan Donovan, who hails from the Birmingham area, 3 hits, including a double and a home run. Alec Burleson, a couple of hits for the Cardinals, 3 runs scored. Patrick Belly had 3 hits in the loss. Major League Baseball continues to do these games. And I saw somebody's quote, might have been on X, where it's like, Major League Baseball does a lot of things wrong, but the game in Iowa, Field of Dreams game, Camp Lejeune as well, and I'm skipping one right now, Little League World Series, Williamsport, where they've played at historic Bowman and renovated that over the years. These games are terrific, and they're well done. And Rickwood, Thursday night, again, well done by Major League Baseball, well done by the teams participating as well, and covered a lot of history for our country, and not all of it's great history. But the game itself, I think, opens up, and it's a tribute to the Negro Leagues. It's a tribute to Willie Mays as well, and that's what it was intended for. Orioles, Yankees, 17 runs, 19 hits in the series finale in the Bronx for the Orioles. The Orioles thumping the Yankees 17-5, and all of a sudden, it's not push the panic button for the Yankees, but it's like Luis Gil's coming back to earth. Injuries, different things that the Yankees have right now. Who plays first base? Rizzo's out. Rice is in. The Yankees, every team has warts. They jumped out to a huge lead, first team to 50 wins, all those different things for the Yankees. But, reality is setting in a little bit too. And the Orioles, again, 17 runs, 19 base hits, 10 extra base hits, 3 more home runs. Orioles lead the majors in home runs with 119 through their first 74 games. And where to start in the lineup? Gunnar Henderson, 3 hits, 2 doubles, a walk, 3 runs scored. Adley Rutschman on base 5 times. Rutschman, 3 hits, 2 doubles, a walk, 3 runs scored. Rutschman, just again, he's 3 hits, 2 walks for Rutschman, 3 runs scored. Mountcastle, 3 hits, 2 doubles, 4 RBIs, 3 runs scored. Henderson, Rutschman, Mountcastle, is deserving of a lot of credit in that lineup. Maybe gets lost with the bigger names in Henderson and Rutschman, but Mountcastle's right in the middle of that lineup, and he produces. Again, he had 3 hits, a couple of doubles, 4 RBIs. Cedric Mullins, Anthony Santander, Austin Hayes, all homering in the win. Ryan O'Hearn is another one of those guys, 2 hits, 4 RBIs. Like Mountcastle, just in the lineup and producing consistently throughout the course of this season. Luis Gil lasted just an inning and 2/3 for the Yankees. Last time out wasn't at his best, wasn't sharp against the Red Sox. This time out doesn't make it to the 3rd inning, gave up 7 earned runs, record now 9-2. That's impressive, but a couple of losses on the season. Now, Aaron Judge back in the lineup, did homer in the loss for the Yankees. Orioles have now won 22 straight series against AL East teams. 19-7 against the division this year, 5-2 against the Yankees, and the Yankees have now dropped 5 of their last 7. So they've had a couple of tailspins of late. We'll see how they play, over the next 10 days, right up to the July 4 holiday. But we're approaching the trade deadline. There are a lot of people in New York right now who don't like Clay Holmes in that closer role. And one of those arguments was made the other day in talking to somebody of he's not necessarily a strikeout guy. So as a closer, you're coming in maybe in a situation, maybe you're not coming in a clean inning. You want to get a strikeout, or you put yourself in a jam. You are in a situation where you need a strikeout and you can't get it. You put the ball in play. Sometimes when you put the ball in play, good things happen for the other team. The Guardians dropped the opener to the Mariners, came back, won the next 2 in Cleveland, picked up a 6-3 victory in the rubber game of the 3-game set against Seattle on Thursday. Andres Jimenez, who is really putting up nice numbers. I remember listening to an interview with Terry Francona, might have been last year at some point, and just sung the praises of Andres Jimenez, a very quiet budding star. Jimenez put the Guardians up, 2-run home run in the 5th inning. Josh Naylor adding 1 more run in that 5th with an RBI double. Will Brennan, his second solo home run of the game, that in the 8th inning. Brennan had a 3-hit game. Mariners struck out just 5 times in the loss. Why do I bring that up? It's only, and I kept track of this year because their strikeout numbers are just off the charts. I don't know what they're comparable to teams in the past, but 5 strikeouts in the loss to the Guardians on Thursday. The Mariners, it's only their 4th time this year in 77 games where they did not strike out more than 6 or more times. So it's only the 4th time this year that they've struck out 5 times or less in a game. Luis Castillo now 6-8 with the loss. Castillo gave up 5 earned over 5 innings. Logan Allen now 8-3 on the season. His ERA still over 5 at 5.23, but Allen 8 wins on the season. Emmanuel Clase, another save, 22nd on the year. Workday scoreless 9th inning. In D.C. on Thursday, our nation's capital, Diamondbacks 2 hits, 2 RBIs from Randall Grichuk, home run from Christian Walker. all helped add up to a 5-2 win over the Nationals. D-backs take 2 of 3 in the series against the Nats. Ryan Nelson, 2 runs allowed on a couple of solo home runs, gave up home runs to Jesse Winker and Lane Thomas. Nelson went a full 7 innings, 5-5 with the win. Paul Sewald finished off the 9th inning to close out the victory. Sewald is 8th save on the year. Mackenzie Gore, one of those guys right now, 500 pitcher, 6-6. Looks great some starts, not so great in others. The D-backs out hitting the Nationals 13-4 and taking the finale. And the Arizona Diamondbacks, moved to within a game of 500. Can they get to that 500 mark for the first time since April 16th when they were even through their first 18 games? Manager Torey Lovello said after the game that 500 is not their destination and that he's proud of his team as well. 3 games, 3 one-run games, 2 extra inning games, both won by the Tampa Bay Rays, including Thursday's 7-6 10-inning win over the Twins at Target Field. Some have written off the Rays. I don't know if you do that or not. At least for the next couple of days, I'm going to wonder if winning 2 out of 3 in Minneapolis against the Twins gets them back on track. Let's see how they respond. Let's see if they can sort of build on that. Right now, 3 under 500, and the Rays have had 20. This is why I kind of like the Rays, at least to be competitive. They're pretty good in close games. 26 wins on the season in games decided by 2 runs or less. So 26 wins in 1-run and 2-run games. Twins solo home run from Carlos Santana in the bottom of the 9th inning. Later in that inning, Jose Miranda tying the game up at 6 with a 2-out 3-run home run. That off Pete Fairbanks. And then Johnny DeLuca in the 10th inning, go-ahead RBI base hit into center field. And the Rays pick up the victory. Jose Siri, Yandy Diaz, both homering in the top of the 9th inning for the Rays. It looked like insurance. The home runs from Santana and Miranda in the bottom of the 9th helping tie the game up as well. Tampa Bay just 3 for 18. And the reason I bring that up, 3 hits, 18 at-bats. They had 18 opportunities with a hitter at the plate with runners in scoring position. Royce Lewis, another home run, 9th. His home run also cut down. He was also cut down at the plate in that bottom of the 10th inning. Siri on a fly ball out, throw him out, trying to tag from second to third base. Astros, 10 batters coming to the plate, 4 runs in the 7th inning, beat the White Sox 5-3 in the series finale on the south side of Chicago. Alex Bregman, 3 hits. Yordan Alvarez, 3 hits, including a home run. He knocked in a pair of runs. Alvarez, single in the 7th inning, tied the game at 3-3. Go-ahead run scored in the 7th on an error, 1 of 2 in the games by the White Sox. And if you're a team that's interested in Luis Robert Jr., yes, the White Sox record is what it is. Yes, it's a lost season. There's some things with this guy that are orange, maybe not red flags, but orange flags. There's been a couple. He dropped a routine pop-up on Thursday, seemed very disinterested. But there have been a couple of occasions this year where Robert has come together with another outfielder and basically walked away from the conversation, where he was PO'd, pissed that, they came together, that there was a near collision, that there could have been an injury, and almost, disrespecting the teammate as well. So I feel like there are some orange flags, at least caution flags, with Luis Robert Jr. Royals able to avoid a series sweep in Oakland, beat the A's in the finale Thursday by a score of 3-2. Freddie Fermin, solo home run in the 2nd. His 2nd solo shot in the 4th inning. Zach Geloff tied the game with a 2-run home run of his own. That in the 7th inning. Game tied 2-2. Wasn't tied for long. Geloff, his 8th home run of the season and 3rd of the series. Bobby Witt Jr., top of the 8th inning, said, you know what? I got to come through. And he did. Bobby Witt Jr., home run. That proved to be the difference. 3-2 the final. The Royals just 8 wins, 15 losses since May 26. Still have not been swept, though, in a series this season. They do take the finale, avoid the series sweep in Oakland. Series finale, Coors Field. Shohei Ohtani led off the game with a home run. Dodgers beat the Rockies 5-3. Gavin Stone, 2 earned runs allowed on 4 base hits. Stone struck out 7 over 5, he worked 5 1/3 innings, now 8-2 with the win. Will Smith, Freddie Freeman, back-to-back home runs in the 4th inning. Teoscar Hernandez, 3 hits. Evan Phillips, 1-2-3, bottom half of the 9th inning to close the door on the Rockies, and Phillips to save his 12th on the year. How about series opener, 1st of 4, Brewers, Padres in San Diego. Rhys Hoskins tied the game up at 6-6 in the top of the 9th inning for the Brewers. Double. Run batted in. Padres, Jay Cronenworth, 2 outs, bottom of the 9th inning. He played hero. Boom, home run, ball, game over. Third straight win for the Padres at home, where they win it in their final at-bat and celebrate the walk-off. Manny Machado, Jackson Merrill, Fernando Tatis Jr., all homering in the win as well, like Cronenworth for the Padres. Tatis' shot went almost 450 feet. Cronenworth quoted as saying afterwards, that was pretty awesome. Last 3 wins again for the Padres have been in their final at-bat, bringing about the celebrations. First 3 home runs off Brewers starter Brian Wilson, Machado, and Merrill homering in the first inning, both home runs with 2 outs. And it looks like Brewers rookie Robert Gasser, he's going to opt for Tommy John surgery. Got several opinions on his injured elbow. Tommy John is the route for Robert Gasser, and he was off to a terrific start and writing a nice little story for the Brewers coming up from the minor leagues, but shut down and going the Tommy John route as well. That's a wrap on day number 85 of the Major League Baseball regular season with our recaps. Sugar's Random Thoughts brought to you by the Yellow Rose of Talbot Bed and Breakfast in Easton, Maryland. Considering a stay on the beautiful Maryland Eastern Shore, maybe hit up Oxford, St. Michael. St. Michael is a beautiful town. I love it. But if you're considering a stay on the Eastern Shore in Maryland this spring, summer, fall, spring is behind us now. It is now summertime. Consider a stay at the Yellow Rose of Talbot B&B. Tell my sister Tammy, my brother-in-law Kenneth, that I sent you their way. Right now, the Red Sox open up a 3-game series Friday night in Cincinnati against the Reds. Right now, the Red Sox have the longest active win streak at 5 in a row in Major League Baseball. The Orioles and Yankees, I think we're on the brink, but didn't quite get there where the benches emptied, the bullpens emptied. They did. Former players like to say, hey, let us police ourselves. Well, you can make arguments over the years that baseball players have policed themselves, and it doesn't actually work out the right way. Judge hit. Judge misses game 2. Henderson hit. Collision on the bases. Couple different things. Temperatures are warming up. Teams are heating up. That anger level is reaching just a little bit of, hitting that peak level. Nothing really happening on Thursday except blowout win for the Orioles, and the teams move on. So cooler heads prevailed. Yes, maybe they did police themselves. I don't believe Major League Baseball players, past, present, future, when they say, hey, we can do it ourselves. We can police ourselves. Think about pitchers over the years. Think about hitters over the years. All the time that was wasted, right? They didn't police themselves. So now we do have clocks in play in baseball. Moving on from that. I think the Blue Jays are awfully close to putting up a for sale sign and making everyone available. We'll see. It might, though, be time to go in another direction. Plus, their City Connect uniforms and the hats, C-, D+ at best. Again, that's a wrap on day number 85 of the Major League Baseball regular season. As always, we encourage you, follow us on the X at LenoxOnBaseball. If you're with us live, we appreciate it. If you want to join us live, you watch this after the fact, that's fine too. But you can start, hey, come on, somebody, start participating with us and joining the show as well. Throw comments out there, ask questions, whatever you want to do. You can do it in the comment section via YouTube and our Facebook links and where this goes as well. Former Aberdeen Ironburn intern Brian Holland sends us away.
Stop talking during the anthem. Go watch Steve Lennox's new podcast because Steve is the man.